Life responds to the energy you carry. When you walk through each day with the quiet confidence that you've already won, you invite more victories into your life. This isn't about arrogance. It's about faith, self-belief, and living in alignment with the truth that abundance, joy, and success are already yours. You are not waiting for your win, you are living it. See the victory in your mind first. Everything you desire in life begins within you, inside your thoughts, your imagination, and your beliefs. The world outside is simply a mirror reflecting the images you hold most strongly in your inner world. If your mind is filled with doubt, fear, and hesitation, life will present you with more reasons to doubt, fear, and hesitate. But if your mind is filled with faith, clarity, and certainty, life will respond with opportunities, synchronicities, and pathways you could never have planned on your own. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine the life you want to live. See it in the most vivid detail possible. Don't just see the picture, step into it. Feel the emotions you would feel if it were already real. Imagine the weight lifting off your shoulders because you have what you've been working for. Hear the sound of laughter in the home you've dreamed of. Smell the fresh air on the balcony of your new space. Sense the pride in your heart as you achieve the goals you once thought were out of reach. The mind doesn't know the difference between something vividly imagined and something physically experienced. That is why visualization is so powerful, because your mind will begin to accept your vision as reality and will adjust your behavior, confidence, and energy to match that reality. Winners in every field, athletes, artists, entrepreneurs, leaders use this principle. Before the race is run, the gold medalist has already crossed the finish line in their mind 100 times. Before the song is sung on stage, the performer has already stood in that spotlight in their imagination over and over. They have lived the victory in their mind before they lived it in their world. This is not daydreaming for the sake of escape. It is mental preparation for the life you are creating. When you see your victory first in your mind, you're training your subconscious to believe in what is possible. The subconscious mind does not argue, it accepts what it is given. If you feed it visions of defeat, it will quietly work to make that your reality. If you feed it visions of triumph, it will work just as hard to bring those triumphs into your experience. The energy you carry from that belief will change the way you act. You'll walk into situations with more confidence, you'll speak with more conviction, and you'll take actions that align with success because deep down you've already decided you are a winner. This is why it's important not to wait for proof before you believe. If you wait for evidence in the physical world, you'll be waiting forever, because the physical world is only catching up to the mental and spiritual work you've already done. It is like planting a seed and waiting for it to grow. You don't dig it up every day to check if it's working. You water it, give it light, and trust the process. The same is true with your vision. You must hold it, nurture it, and believe in it even before there is any visible sign of growth. Some people live their entire lives reacting to what is happening around them, never realizing that they can create from the inside out. They look at their current bank account, their current circumstances, and say, "This is all I can have." But that is not truth. It's just their current reflection. Change the inner picture, and the outer reflection will change. It's not instant, but it's inevitable when your belief is unwavering. If you want to live differently, you must first think differently. Seeing your victory in your mind is not pretending, it's practicing. It's rehearsing the feelings, attitudes, and behaviors of the person you are becoming. The more real it feels inside, the faster it will manifest outside. You might find yourself meeting the right people at the right time, hearing the right words, or stumbling across the exact opportunity you needed. That's not luck, that's alignment. There will be days when the vision feels far away, when your current reality seems to argue against what you believe is possible. Those are the days you must hold your vision the tightest. That is when the practice matters most. Winners do not abandon their inner picture just because the outer world looks different. They understand that the outer world is simply catching up. Every time you choose to focus on the victory instead of the obstacle, you are building the bridge to your desired future. Your mind is the blueprint for your life. If you can see it, you can build it. If you can feel it, you can live it. When you make the vision of your victory your dominant thought, it begins to color everything you do. You will start acting like the person who already has what they want. You will speak like them, move like them, and make decisions like them. That shift in behavior will naturally lead you toward the results you've been imagining. So keep seeing your victory every single day. In the morning, before you reach for your phone, close your eyes and replay the movie of your success. At night, as you drift to sleep, let the last images in your mind be of the life you are creating. Over time, the line between your inner world and your outer world will blur, and one day, you will open your eyes and realize you are living the very vision you once only saw in your mind. And when that happens, you'll know the truth. You've always been victorious, you just had to see it first. Speak the language of winners. Because every word you speak is either moving you closer to your dreams or pushing them further away. Words are not just sounds that vanish into the air. They are seeds that land in the fertile soil of your mind. Each one carries power, shaping the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you act. When you speak from a place of victory, you plant seeds of success. When you speak from a place of defeat, you grow weeds of limitation. You cannot expect to live like a champion if your language is filled with the vocabulary of doubt and failure. Winners understand this truth deeply. They know that every sentence they form is either reinforcing the life they want or the life they fear. That is why they choose their words with care. Instead of saying, "I hope things get better," they say, "Things are getting better every day." Instead of saying, "If I succeed," they say, "When I succeed." The shift may seem small, but it is monumental because your subconscious mind takes your words as instructions. Speak in uncertainty, and your subconscious will prepare you for uncertainty. Speak in certainty, and it will prepare you for results. This is not about ignoring reality. It is about choosing which reality you are reinforcing. If you constantly talk about how hard life is, how unlucky you are, or how impossible things seem, you are training your mind to look for more evidence to support those beliefs. But if you speak about your life as though it is already improving, already aligning, already working in your favor, you are programming your mind to notice opportunities, resources, and solutions that match those words. The mind is like a search engine. It will always bring you results based on the words you feed it. Think of the last time you heard someone speak with total belief in themselves. Maybe it was a friend who was confident about landing a job, or an athlete who declared they would win a competition. Their words didn't just express confidence, they created it. Speaking like a winner isn't just for show. It changes your internal state. Your tone becomes stronger, your posture improves, your energy rises. You begin to feel the truth of the words you are saying, even if you didn't fully believe them at first. Some people believe they should only speak confidently once they have proof. But winners know it's the other way around. You speak it before you see it. Words are like a bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Every time you speak in the language of success, you take a step across that bridge. Even if your current situation does not yet reflect your desired outcome, your consistent, victorious language is shaping the conditions that will eventually make it real. This is why it's important to pay attention to the casual phrases you use throughout the day. How often do you say things like, "That's just my luck," or "Nothing ever works out for me," or "I'm so tired of trying"? These phrases might seem harmless, but they are powerful affirmations, negative affirmations that your mind accepts as truth. If you want to change your life, you must first change the way you speak about it. Replace "I can't" with "I'm learning to." Replace "I'm stuck" with "I'm in the process of moving forward." Replace "hard" with "It's a challenge and I am capable of overcoming it." But the language of winners is built on gratitude and certainty. They speak with thankfulness for what they already have and with assurance about what is coming. They say things like, "I am grateful for the opportunities coming my way, even when those opportunities have not yet arrived." They say, "I am capable, I am prepared, and I am ready for my success," even when they still have work to do. They do not lie to themselves. They speak to themselves as the person they are becoming. When you begin to speak this way, people around you will notice. They will feel the confidence in your words, the clarity in your tone, the strength in your beliefs. Some may be inspired by it, and others may doubt it. But it doesn't matter. You are not speaking for their approval. You are speaking to align your life with your vision. This practice also changes the way you handle setbacks. Winners don't use words that trap them in failure. They don't say, "I'm done. It's over." Instead, they say, "This is a temporary challenge," or "I'm learning something valuable from this." They use language that keeps the door to success open, even when things don't go as planned. This keeps their mind flexible, their emotions balanced, and their actions consistent. Speaking the language of winners is not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about directing your focus towards solutions, growth, and progress. When you speak in this way every day, it becomes natural. You no longer have to force it. It becomes who you are. Your conversations shift, your inner dialogue shifts, and eventually your life shifts to match the words you've been speaking all along. So listen to yourself today. Notice the words you choose. Ask yourself if they are moving you toward your dreams or away from them. If they are not serving you, change them. It might feel strange at first, but with practice, speaking the language of winners will feel as natural as breathing. And when it does, you will look around and realize that your life has risen to match your words, because you have been speaking victory into existence all along. Walk with the posture of success, because your body tells a story long before your mouth ever opens. Long before someone hears your words, they read your energy. They see it in the way you stand, the way you move, and the way you carry yourself. Your posture is a silent announcement to the world about how you feel about yourself, and the world responds accordingly. If you move through life with your head down, shoulders slouched, and steps hesitant, you communicate defeat before you've even had a chance to show your potential. But when you walk with your head held high, your shoulders back, and your steps purposeful, you tell the world, "I am worthy, I am confident, and I am here to succeed." Winners understand that success is not just a mental and emotional state, it is a physical one as well. They embody success before it arrives. Even if their dreams are still forming, they carry themselves dreams are already reality. Why? Because the way you hold your body directly influences the way you think and feel. When you stand tall, your breathing becomes deeper, your voice becomes stronger, and your mind becomes more focused. When you shrink into yourself physically, you send signals to your brain that you are small, powerless, and unsure. Your posture doesn't just reflect your confidence, it creates it. Think of someone you admire for their confidence. Perhaps it's a leader, an athlete, an artist, or someone in your personal life. Watch how they move. They are not rushing or fidgeting. They take their time, they command space without forcing it, and they project a quiet assurance that they belong wherever they are. This is not arrogance, it's presence, and presence is magnetic. It draws opportunities, respect, and trust. You can develop this same presence by becoming intentional about the way you carry yourself in every situation. Start by becoming aware of your body right now. Are your shoulders rounded forward? Is your head tilted down? Is your stance closed off? These are habits that may have formed over years of self-doubt or distraction, but they can be changed. Consciously roll your shoulders back. Lift your chin slightly and align your spine. Plant your feet firmly when you stand and walk with a steady, even pace. Imagine that every step you take is leading you directly toward your goals. When you move with intention, you feel more grounded, more in control, and more capable. Walking with the posture of success also affects how others perceive you. People naturally respond to those who carry themselves with strength and dignity. A confident posture makes others more likely to listen to you, trust you, and respect your presence. Opportunities often come not only to those who are skilled, but to those who appear ready to handle them. The way you present yourself physically can be the difference between being overlooked and being noticed. This is especially important when facing challenges. It's easy to let your body slump under the weight of disappointment or fear. But in those moments, walking tall becomes even more vital. Even if you feel uncertain on the inside, your posture can remind your mind and spirit of your resilience. It's a way of telling yourself, I can handle this. I am capable. I am not giving up. Over time, your outer stance reinforces your inner strength, and what once felt like an act becomes your natural state. Your posture also influences your internal chemistry. Studies have shown that adopting an open, upright stance can lower stress hormones and increase feelings of confidence. This is why simply changing the way you hold yourself can shift your mood and energy in an instant. The body and mind are deeply connected. When you align one, the other follows. If you start your day with intentional movement, standing tall, breathing deeply, and walking with purpose, you set the tone for everything that follows. Imagine walking into a room full of strangers with the posture of success. You don't rush in nervously or glance around for approval. You step in calmly, make eye contact, and move with ease. You know you have a right to be there. You may not know everyone, and you may not know exactly what will happen, but you trust yourself to handle it. That trust shows, and others sense it. They feel your quiet confidence and are drawn to it. This is how doors open, not just because of what you say, but because of the energy you project without saying a word. It's important to remember that walking with the posture of success is not about pretending to be someone you're not. It's about expressing the most empowered version of who you already are. Deep inside you, there is a version of yourself who is fearless, capable, and ready for life's challenges. Your posture is simply a way of letting that version of you lead. Practice it in small ways every day. Stand tall while waiting in line. Walk with purpose when going to the store. Sit with your back straight and your chin level when speaking to others. Each of these moments trains your body and mind to operate from a place of strength. Over time, it becomes second nature. and you'll find yourself approaching situations with more confidence and ease than ever before when you walk with the posture of success. You're not just moving through the world, you're moving toward the life you want. You're telling yourself and everyone around you that you are prepared, capable, and worthy. And the more you embody that truth physically, the more it becomes your reality. Release all doubt, because doubt is the silent thief of dreams. It doesn't announce its arrival with noise or warning. It slips quietly into your thoughts, questioning your abilities, your worth, and your chances of success. Doubt whispers, what if you fail? What if you're not good enough? What if this isn't meant for you? And the more you listen to it, the more it grows. Left unchecked, doubt becomes heavy chains around your heart and mind, weighing you down until you stop moving altogether. But the truth is, doubt is nothing more than a shadow. It has no real power unless you feed it with your attention and belief. Releasing doubt is not about ignoring reality. It's about refusing to give your energy to thoughts that weaken you. It's understanding that your future is not determined by your fears, but by your focus. Every person who has ever accomplished something great has felt doubt at some point. The difference is they chose not to live in it. They felt it, acknowledged it, and then moved forward anyway. They understood that doubt is a natural feeling when you step beyond your comfort zone, but it is not a reason to stop. The first step in releasing doubt is to recognize it for what it is, a habit of thought. Doubt is not an absolute truth about you or your potential. It is simply a repetitive mental pattern you've allowed to run unchecked. And like any habit, it can be broken. Begin by becoming aware of the moments when doubt arises. Instead of automatically accepting its voice, pause and ask yourself, is this thought helping me or holding me back? That one question can create enough space for you to choose a better response. Once you recognize doubt, replace it with certainty. Certainty is built through repetition, through affirming to yourself again and again that you are capable, worthy, and supported. You might not feel certain at first, but every time you choose to affirm your strength instead of your weakness, you weaken the grip of doubt. Say to yourself, I am ready for this. I have what it takes. The answers I need will come. Speak it until it becomes the language your mind defaults to. It also helps to remember past victories. Doubt thrives on making you forget your strengths. It focuses only on what could go wrong, never on the times you've succeeded, overcome challenges, or grown through difficulty. Take a moment to recall situations where you once questioned yourself, but still managed to succeed. Let those memories remind you that you have faced uncertainty before and triumphed. This isn't your first time walking through the unknown. You've done it before, and you can do it again. Another way to release doubt is to shift your relationship with failure. Much of our doubt comes from the fear of making mistakes. We think failure is proof we're not good enough, when in reality, it is simply part of the path to success. Winners do not fear failure because they see it as a teacher. Every setback offers a lesson that makes you wiser and stronger. When you no longer see mistakes as the end of the road, doubt loses its power over you. Surround yourself with people who believe in you. Doubt grows in isolation. When you spend too much time alone with your fears, they can start to sound like facts. But in the presence of encouraging voices, your perspective shifts. People who see your potential can help you see it too. Seek out conversations that lift you up, environments that inspire you, and examples of others who have overcome obstacles similar to yours. Releasing doubt also requires action. Doubt loves an action because the longer you wait, the louder it gets. The moment you take a step forward, no matter how small, you disrupt its momentum. Action builds confidence. Each time you move toward your goal, you gather evidence that you are capable. You prove to yourself that you are not limited by fear, and that proof is the antidote to doubt. It's important to understand that doubt may never disappear completely. The goal is not to eliminate it forever, but to make it powerless over your decisions. You may still hear its voice from time to time, but it will no longer control your actions. You will recognize it, acknowledge it, and choose faith instead. Faith that you are guided, faith that you are equipped, faith that life is on your side. Releasing doubt is a daily choice. It's choosing to feed your belief more than your fear. It's choosing to focus on what's possible instead of what could go wrong. It's choosing to trust the process even when you can't see the entire path ahead. Each time you make that choice, you grow stronger, more certain, and more unstoppable. So the next time doubt creeps in, see it for what it is, a passing shadow, not a solid wall. Stand tall, breathe deeply, and remember that you have already walked through countless moments where you weren't sure how things would work out, yet they did. You are still here. You are still moving forward, and every step you take in faith is a step away from the grip of doubt and toward the life you were meant to live. Celebrate small wins as big ones, because every great victory is made up of countless little steps along the way. Too often, people wait to feel proud of themselves until they achieve the biggest goal on their list. They tell themselves they'll celebrate when the business is finally thriving, when the dream home is purchased, when the major breakthrough happens. But life is not only lived in those giant moments, it is built in the smaller, quieter moments that lead there. If you ignore the little victories, you miss out on the joy and motivation that fuel your journey. Every time you make progress, no matter how small, you are proving to yourself that you are moving in the right direction. That first dollar earned, that early morning when you showed up despite being tired, that one workout completed, that single courageous conversation you had. These are not small at all. They are evidence that you are committed, that you are willing to keep showing up, and that your vision is alive. Each one deserves acknowledgement because they are the building blocks of your bigger dream. When you celebrate small wins, you train your mind to look for progress instead of only focusing on how far you still have to go. This is important because if you only measure your success by the distance to your ultimate goal, the journey can feel overwhelming and exhausting. But if you stop regularly to notice what's going right, you feel encouraged and energized to keep going. The mind works best when it is rewarded, and celebration is a powerful form of reward. Celebrating doesn't mean you need to throw a big party every time something goes well. It can be as simple as taking a moment to smile and say, "Wes, I did that." It can be writing down your win in a journal, sharing it with someone who supports you, or taking a break to enjoy something you love. The point is to acknowledge your progress intentionally. These moments of recognition are like putting fuel into your motivation tank. They keep you going when the road ahead still seems long. Small wins are also proof that your habits are working. If your goal is to write a book, every single page you write is a win. If your goal is to improve your health, every meal you choose with intention and every step you take toward fitness is a win. When you treat these actions as victories, you begin to see yourself as someone who is capable and consistent, and that identity will carry you all the way to the finish line. There is another reason to celebrate small wins. They shift your focus toward gratitude. Gratitude opens the door for more abundance in every area of life. When you are thankful for the little steps, you create space for bigger blessings to come in. Instead of feeling frustrated that you're not there yet, You feel thankful for where you are and excited for what's next. This change in attitude can transform your entire experience of working toward your goals. Celebrating small wins also helps you handle setbacks with more resilience. If you have been acknowledging your progress along the way, a single challenge or disappointment will not erase the sense of achievement you've built. You'll be able to look back and say, Wes, this is a tough moment, but I've already come so far. I know I can keep going. Without that history of small celebrations, it's easy to feel like you're starting from zero each time something goes wrong. Some people resist celebrating small wins because they believe it's not enough yet. They think celebrating early will make them complacent. But the opposite is true. Celebration strengthens your commitment. When you feel good about your progress, you naturally want to keep going. You build momentum, and momentum is one of the most powerful forces in reaching any goal. Imagine climbing a mountain. If you only allow yourself to feel proud when you reach the very top, you'll be tired, discouraged, and possibly tempted to quit before you get there. But if you pause at every ledge, every scenic view, every point where you can see how far you've come, you refill your energy for the next stretch of the climb. Life works the same way. So celebrate when you take a step forward, even if it's a small one. Celebrate when you keep a promise to yourself. Celebrate when you try something new, even if it doesn't go perfectly. Celebrate when you make progress no one else sees. These small acknowledgments tell your mind and spirit, I'm on the right track and I value the effort I'm putting in. But over time, those small celebrations add up to something powerful. You'll look back and realize that the life you're living now was once a collection of small wins you honored along the way. And you'll see that joy was not something you had to postpone until the end. It was something you carried with you, step by step, all the way to your biggest victories. When you live as if you are the proof, you no longer wait for permission to shine. You no longer wait for the world to validate you, to crown you, or to tell you that you are enough. You step into each moment as if your very existence is evidence that dreams can come true, that love is real, and that abundance is your natural state. You embody the life you desire so fully that those around you feel it before they see it. This is not arrogance. It is the quiet confidence of someone who knows that their worth is not negotiable and their destiny is not in the hands of chance. Living as if you are the proof means carrying yourself as the living embodiment of the outcome you seek. You want success. Walk, speak, and make decisions as a successful person would. You want love. Love yourself so deeply that you radiate that same warmth outward, attracting relationships that reflect your inner joy. You want freedom. Move through your days with the choices and mindset of someone who is already free. This is more than pretending. It is aligning your energy with the truth that your vision is already real in the unseen realm. The universe responds not just to your words, but to your state of being. If you feel lack, you draw more lack. If you feel abundance, you invite more abundance. So when you live as the proof, you begin to generate the very vibration that creates the reality you desire. Every smile, every action, every thought becomes a seed planted in the fertile ground of possibility. People may not understand it at first. They may ask how you can act so confident without evidence, but you know the evidence already exists in your belief, in your vision, in the energy you project. Consider this: the great innovators, leaders, and creators of history did not wait for applause before stepping onto their path. They carried themselves as the evidence of what they believed, even before the world believed with them. They walked into rooms like they belonged there, not because someone told them so, but because they decided it was so. And the world eventually caught up to their conviction. When you live as the proof, you naturally inspire others. Your life becomes a silent yet powerful message. It's possible. Your courage becomes contagious. Your joy becomes magnetic. People watch you, and without you saying a word, they begin to think, if they can do it, maybe I can too. This is how one person's decision to embody their dreams can set off ripples of transformation far beyond themselves. But here's the truth. Living as the proof is not about perfection. It is not about pretending to have it all together. It is about embodying the feeling and essence of your vision even in the face of challenges. When obstacles arise, you handle them with the grace and steadiness of someone who knows they are still on the path to their victory. You stop identifying with failure, and instead, you see setbacks as part of the unfolding story. Every day becomes a stage to practice this embodiment. When you get dressed in the morning, you choose clothes that make you feel like the person you are becoming. When you speak words of possibility rather than defeat. When you make choices, you ask yourself, what would the version of me who has already achieved this do? And then you act accordingly. This alignment between your inner state and your outer actions is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Living as the proof requires trust. Trust in yourself, trust in your vision, and trust in the unseen forces working for your highest good. You do not demand instant results. You allow the timing to unfold as you keep your energy in the frequency of what you desire. The more you live as if your dream is already here, the more it begins to solidify in your reality. What once felt like imagination starts to show up as tangible opportunities, unexpected blessings, and doors you never knew existed. Your life is the most convincing testimony you will ever give. People can argue with your ideas, but they cannot argue with your being. When you live as if you are the proof, you walk in a quiet but unstoppable authority that needs no external validation. You no longer try to convince. You simply exist as the embodiment of your truth, and that speaks louder than anything you could say. So today, decide to live in that energy. Hold your head high, not because you are trying to impress anyone, but because you are aligned with the truth of who you are. Move with purpose, speak with love, act with integrity, and feel the gratitude of already having what you seek. Let your life be the evidence that the impossible can be done. And in time, you will look around and realize you didn't just live as the proof, you became it.